Okay, tonight I've got my black glove in the mail. I'm going to use a dark pad. And I've got some kind of dark obsidian, darker background. Let's see if it works for the lighting. Okay, here we go. It's back to normal. We got normal temperatures. I got the space heater going, in case you wonder what that noise is. I know you don't wonder, but you worry. You worry that you don't know what that noise is. Alright. It looks like high grade stuff again, which is nice. It looks like it might have some bubbles in it. I don't know if that's nice. We shall see. Has some defects. Normal stuff. Nothing unusual that I can see. Sometimes it'll have pockets of ash or whatever. Oh, that shatters. It could be just that material next to the cortex. If it's shattery, we're not going to get too far. It looks alright. Yeah. Nice. It is a triple flow. Alright, so which box did I get this out of? I can make sure I don't mix it up. But it does crackle. It does snap in half. I mean, the flakes are snapping in half. Interesting, interesting. There's the eyeball, there's a little nose, and then a big old mouth. I think I'll carve a jack-o'-lantern like that. Yeah. Take a snapshot for the thumbnail. There we go. Get a marker, mark some teeth into this. I got pumpkins this year for jack-o'-lanterns. But I'm here by myself, basically. I'm going to carve them myself. Yeah. Should have done it. Well, no. I don't want to do it yet. Maybe like 3 days before. That way they don't get all wrinkly and, the pumpkins don't get all nasty. I want my pumpkins to look young, not old and decrepit. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's some nice stuff. See, that one looks like an animal, right? The ear and then the face, the little nose right there. I'm just seeing stuff and everything. Should I make a point that's narrow? Yes, I think I shall. So I'm not going to leave it wide at the base. Yep. I think I'm going to make a Haskett. Yeah. Something older than Clovis. Yep. Haskett's older than Clovis? Yeah. Just because they ignore things that are older than Clovis doesn't mean that Clovis is oldest. Is that what you thought? all you gotta do is ignore the older stuff than Clovis, and then Clovis becomes the oldest? That's what you thought, huh? Well, that's what they tend to do. They just ignore everything that's not, everything that's older, and therefore Clovis is oldest. Yeah. Either that or they just don't know. Yeah, walking around thinking they know, but they don't know. You might say, well, you're making a bunch of crud flakes. I can't stand it. You never say anything when anybody else does it. Yeah. So what's up? I thought so. Crickets. All right, let's see. We got a solid piece here, except for a crack right there. Let's get rid of that. Only problem is it's right exactly in the middle. So I got to do 100 things before I take care of that one. Okay, I got to thin down the ends before I hit that middle to get rid of that crack. I got another crack here too. Yep. On the big screen, can you see all that dust? Because when I put my video on the big screen yesterday, I could see all this dust. Yeah, and my voice wasn't that clear. It's like I'm far away or something. I'm right here. I got the microphone attached to the light stand now. I should have done that from the very beginning, but I didn't think of it. I'm not always thinking. But I'm always slow on the uptake. Yeah, I got something right in front of me I can put the microphone on, but I never noticed. I'm not that good at using the small bobber, but with Obsidian, it's a no-brainer. Don't have to know too much to knap Obsidian. No offense. So many things that are 10 times more difficult than Obsidian. I'm not complaining, I'm just letting you know in case you don't know. Yeah, but what about the breaking? It always breaks on me. I can't nap it because it's so breaky. Yeah, it is breaky. But that makes it easy. Yeah. When you hit it, you know something's gonna happen. You just gotta get used to what happens. And no, you don't have to get used to it breaking in half. You figure out what, first few times what breaks in half, and then don't do it. Plus, I give you a hint. I thin down the ends first. That helps to prevent breakages. But you still got to tiptoe. Just because you got the ends thin doesn't mean that you can go crazy in the middle. You still got to tiptoe. You're always tiptoeing with Obsidian. Always. Alright, let's see if we can get rid of some of those cracks. Come on. Alright. Doesn't want to go, that's fine. I'll get you later. Yep. Let's go. Did it do it? Almost. Snapped in the middle though. The flake did. What? He snapped the whole thing in the middle? Dang it, I missed it. I'm over here making some waffles. No, you didn't miss it. And, you know, finish making your waffles and you can rewind it. You know, the waffles for tomorrow morning. You make them ahead of time. You never thought of that? I thought of that even though I'm slow, because I don't want to be making them when I'm waking up in the morning. I'm all trying to wake up. Well, when I used to eat waffles, I don't eat them anymore. I eat nothing associated with waffles anymore. No more maple syrup. No more, well, yeah, I guess butter. Scratch that. I'll eat butter. What else do I not eat associated with waffles? Jelly. Jelly goes with waffles. Yeah, you can put some jelly on there. I don't eat jelly no more. I don't eat it anymore. Although I stare at it because my dad likes it. I stare at it, it's in the refrigerator, and I go, what am I going to do? Am I just going to sit here and stare at it the whole day? Or close the door? Close the door, okay. Close the door. What was I going to get from the fridge? Open the door again. What was I going to get? And there it is, jelly staring at me. You know you want to. Yeah. Yeah, I know. The jelly has a little voice. Yes, it does. Okay. But no, I'm looking for something else. I just grabbed the sausages. And don't be thinking of, get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah. Yeah, when I want something fast, I'll just open a package of sausage and put it in the microwave. Easy peasy. Just like Obsidian. Easy peasy. Right? Right. No? Let's see. What am I going to do? I got to leave it thick, okay? This is one of those times where I'm not going to thin it. You might be going, all right, what in the wide world of Flintknapping is going on now? Because he's usually thinning it at this point. Yeah, I am usually thinning it, but in this case, this particular style of point is not thinned, as far as I know. I did 10 minutes of research. Yeah, 10 minutes. Tops. Maybe it was 8 minutes. It's enough. To me, it looked like these are super thick. Which makes sense if these are going to be spear points or something. Obsidian is not durable at all. If you're going to be throwing it like a spear point, it needs to be super thick. Yeah, or if you're traveling through the underbrush and you get branch slap, and the branch breaks off your tip of your spear with the branch slap, what good is it? It's not any good at all. It's got to be thick enough to be immune to branch slap. Yeah. S-L-A-P. S-L-A-P. Branch slap. What is that? You know, when you're walking through the brush with, you know, not just by yourself, because you hunt in pairs or whatever, you hunt in a group. You're following someone and they slap the branch in front of you and you go, yeah, my spear's right there, but then, dink. Yeah, you thought you were going to protect your eyes with your spear, but then the tip of your spear goes, dink. And you got no more spear tip. Yeah, that's what it is. That's why they made them thick. Yeah. There ain't no quiver for spears, okay? If you got an arrow with a delicate tip, you can stick it in the quiver. Somehow, so it doesn't break. What is that sticky stuff? Is there sticky stuff on this? What did I get? I already got a rip. No, it's a cut. I'm already cutting myself. I got some weird... What is that? That's the original surface of the obsidian or something? I got dull spots on here. I never see... Excuse me, I never seen dull spots on here. Is it from the glove? What is that? But look at that. That would have been my finger. That would have been bad. Yeah. But I already got to buy a new glove. It's already been only what? What is it? 18 minutes and 30 seconds or less to cut my glove seriously. Seriously cut it. But I want to see. I'm going to look at this on the big screen on my TV and see if it makes a difference with the dark backgrounds, the dark gloves, and all that. Dark pad. Yeah. I'm going to see. Someone asked me, what's the difference between a Haskett and an agate basin? Yeah, I pay attention to them questions. Yeah, I read all the comments. I try to pay attention to the questions. What's the difference between a Haskett and an agate basin? I don't know, about 1800 years. The Haskett came before the agate basin, and the Haskett's more narrow. And the Haskett's older than Clovis. That's the main differences. Otherwise, it's the same thing. Yeah, basically, same thing. Not much difference, in other words. Nope. Now, could a Haskett be a knife? Could a rabbit also be a walk-in breakfast? Yes. If the shoe fits. Yeah, of course. Can be both. This is the stage where I tend to scoop out too much. Gets me ticked. I'm ticked. I try to be clever, and it just doesn't want to cooperate. All right. I'm working against my subconscious in a little bit too, because my subconscious wants to thin it down. So it's going to try to sneak a way into getting a big flake to go across that's going to scoop it out. And go, huh, see, it's thin. Why, you don't want it to be thin? That's my subconscious. You don't want it to be thin? I didn't know. You need to practice the thick stuff, because I can't remember unless I do it 1,000 times. Okay? Yeah, I know. I haven't practiced this 1,000 times, so it wants to scoop it out like this to make them thin. Can't you override it with your conscious mind, you might ask? Yeah, you can override these things. Yes, you can. That's what I'm doing. I'm working on it. It's not that easy. Easier said than done. You know, you just can't pull the levers like you can with some other things and expect it to be immediate response. Can't you just change the angles in the force? I mean, come on, you're a Flintknapper. You got angles and you got forces. You just change them and you can get it. Yeah, I wish. Sure, I tell people that there's angles and forces, and you change them, you're going to get a flake that you need or want or whatever. But a lot of times it doesn't happen immediately. Got to get used to it. Yeah. You didn't know, huh? It's because you're a spectator. And I'm going to go to a channel that doesn't make fun of me. I'm going to go spectate somewhere else. Please do. Please spectate somewhere else if you're going to be that way. Yeah. I got a box of tissues, you know. I'm all set. I will cry on your way out. Yep. I'll use up the box of tissues on you. Tears of laughter. What? Nothing. I didn't say anything. I was just thinking it. You must have ESP or something, dude. I didn't say anything. Yeah, I know I got ESP. Yep. It's funny how that works. Got superpowers. You don't know how to take a joke, but you got superpowers. Yeah. I was listening to my music playlist. I got a YouTube music playlist. Is that blood? Because look at that. It's a stain on it. It's starting to bug me. Did I cut myself? Oh yeah, I did cut myself. It went through the glove and everything. starting to bug me. All right, hold on. If I'm distracted by anything, you know the story. Yeah. It affects the Flintknapping. Even if I talk all the whole time, it's still, for some reason, these little things, these little flinchy things, if it makes me flinch a little bit. All right, there it is. Yeah, it is there. If something makes me flinch, it makes a difference in the Flintknapping. That's how subtle it is. Yeah. All right. Did I put a band-aid on the glove too? My poor glove. What am I gonna do? I just bought it. It just came in the mail today so innocently, and look, I already tortured it. Yeah, that's what it gets. That's what it gets for being a glove. It's just part of the job. Yeah. You can't take the heat and get out of the kitchen. That's what they used to tell us. Maybe it would help if I put my glasses on too. I tell you, Obsidian is too easy peasy. I can even nap it without my glasses. I'm not supposed to, because it gets all up in your eyes and stuff. This is much better, actually. I can see all the mistakes. No wonder. Yeah, no wonder I was kind of in a good mood. Didn't have my glasses messing with me. It messes with my depth perception. And no, I don't nap without my glasses. Unless I'm just forgetful that day. Like right now. Yeah. I've had showers of little flakes in my face too many times. Luckily, I've always had my glasses on when that happens. So that makes me not want to take them off. Or that makes me always want to wear them. I say, shoo, I'm glad I have my glasses on. I'm never going to nap without them. Now that I know. I get showered by flakes. Yeah. I'm starting to get a stomach ache too. Hope I didn't catch nothing at the grocery store. Why the grocery store? That's the only place I go. Yep. I ain't been nowhere except maybe the convenience store, the gas pump, and the grocery store. Yeah, I know the gas pump is a good place to catch stuff, but that's already been about 3 or 4 days ago. Maybe that's the incubation period. I don't know, but I'm starting to get a stomach ache. Does that affect the Flintknapping? You know that it does. Oh yes, you know what it does. So why is our Haskets so thick? Is it because of the spirit type deal? Is it? Heck if I know. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I don't want a real thin obsidian spear point. Or an obsidian knife that's really thin. It's not very useful. If it's going to snap. Snap, crackle, pop. Alright. I think I might call it quits early because the stomach ache's getting worse. Come on. These are short flakes, but they're still giving me some issues. I can't remember if it said that Haskett was thicker up near the top or not. Or is it consistently thick all the way down? I don't think it said. All I know is that sometimes, well, the pictures, they indicate that it's thick. It's a wider up near the top. It's probably thicker up near the top too. Yeah. That would make the most sense, although some of these points they don't follow what makes sense. They follow some certain design criteria or a general look to it. I don't know. Criteria for design doesn't have to make sense. No. I was going to say, come on. So now it's all even, right? For the most part. Still got lumps. I got to get rid of the lumps. Why is it lumpy right there? That's better. Still got a remnant. But it's better. Yikes. All these edges are crunchy. Is it even now? It's all smooth. Yes. No, not yet. Almost. I scooped it too much right there. I forgot to check the flaking on a Haskett. If it's completely random, or is it partially random, or is it kind of regular? All of the above? Probably. Yeah, I'm being careful right now because I've got to make sure that everything's nice and even and smooth. With long, narrow points, it's important to get everything nice and regular so you don't have any weak spots that can cause it to snap in half or snap somewhere. Just getting ready to get more narrow. Just fixing to get real narrow. So while you're working on the Haskett, can you recommend a point style that's good for beginners? Can you? Yeah, you're looking at it. Yeah. What's the hardest part of this? The hardest part of this is not taking it for granted. Don't take it for granted that just because it's thick means it's not going to break. Yeah. It can still break. Alright, so it's thick, relatively speaking. All I need to do now is make it more narrow without creating any step fractures. And it gets more narrow at the base or the stem. I mean, a lot more narrow down here at the stem. Can you see? Are the dark glows working? If not, we gotta think of something else. Mm-hmm. Some of you might be thinking, were the Haskets made from long flakes? Like from a long prismatic blade? Yes? I don't know. I don't know. Could be. It's not that easy to work with prismatic blades. They snap in half easy. So it's better, if you want to be more successful at this, to start with a chunk like I did. Chunky piece of obsidian. Yeah. Makes a good knife, just like that. Sharpen it there and leave it not sharpened down here. Yeah, you can mount it to a stick as a spear point too, yeah. But it's still gonna snap pretty easily. It might even be thicker than this, the real ones. I don't know. They don't show the side views in my favorite book. Why is it my favorite? It's because it has a lot of different points in it. Yeah. The Overstreet guide. Lots of different points in it. That's why it's one of my favorites. Someone has a question on it, on the point style. I check the Overstreet guide, and then I go on the internet, and then I see what other references I might have easily available. Unfortunately, I did not bring all my books. I brought most of them, but I'm finding out that some of them are missing. I forgot them. Where they went, I don't know. Mike Tufts, by the way, is a sponsor of the channel. These pads are for sale. You just gotta ask. And I'll put up some links if I have them. Is this gonna work? Can you see? We're gonna see if you can see by running a couple passes of pressure flakes and see if you can see with this dark background. If I can get my pressure flaking to work right. What's up with that? That edge is crunchy right there. By the way these look in the book, they're not that carefully made, so I don't have to worry too much. In fact, the way it looks in the book, they were made with mostly a percussion technique. But who knows? You can't tell exactly how they're made by looking at them. You can only come up with ideas. And maybe there's a way to do it that way with a certain technique. But you don't know for sure just by looking at it. One napper could be making them one way, another napper could be making them a different way, and they look the same. That is a thing. Okay. I think the tip is still a little bit too thin. So I'm going to try not to thin it out, but I got to get rid of some of the lumps. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to make it nice and even. I scooped out a little bit too much earlier, it looks like. Come on. Come on. I like that. Yeah. I don't know what's up. That side looks fine. I'm going to look in the book here in a minute to see if these are ground stems or not. They did a lot of grinding of the stems in the Paleo period, so it probably is. But you never know. No, you don't know for sure. So, I should talk more about Clovis on my videos because there's still misconceptions roaming around about Clovis. And these kind of points, you know, were they used on big game, and like mammoths and mastodons, megafauna. Looks like they were designed to kill megafauna. Is that true? Well, what are the remains that you find with these paleo points? In most cases, at the sites where they're found. What kinds of remains are they finding? Do you know? They're finding bison, bear, deer, rabbits, and whatever small game is in that area, and birds. Very rarely are they finding megafauna at the sites with Clovis. So why do they always show Clovis with mammoths and mastodons? It's a simple reason. The Clovis is associated with mastodons and mammoths to help in determining the age of Clovis. If they find Clovis with megafauna remains, then that's how old Clovis is. They can date the remains because of the carbon-14 within the bones and stuff. So they say, oh, this is how old Clovis is. It's not because that's the majority of the remains that are found with Clovis. It just means that they've found out how old Clovis is because of the remains of these megafauna that only existed up until a certain time period. Yeah. You can put a date on Clovis because these things went extinct. That's why. And then people get the misconception that, oh, I'm going to draw a picture of these Clovis guys hitting the mammoth with spears. Because I heard that they found mammoth remains with the Clovis. They don't understand the significance. It's for the purpose of establishing the age of Clovis. That's why they associate it. Now, did they hunt mammoths and mastodons and stuff? Oh yeah, whatever they could get their hands on. Undoubtedly. But you look at what is the predominant or the preponderance of the remains? It's regular stuff. Yeah. Deer, bear, bison, sheep if there was in that area, birds, fish probably. Everything that's regular stuff. So there you go. But the myths will continue to persist, or the misconceptions. Yeah. Not everyone watches my videos, and not everyone reads the latest literature. They're going to ask me, what's your source? Huh? What's your source, huh? Huh? What's yours? I saw a picture on the internet. What's your source? I am the source. Because I can't cite you every paper that I read. I can get you a list of maybe some books. Anything written after 2015 or something. Something in the last 10 years on Clovis is going to reflect more of the latest research. Clovis research has been screwed up for decades. It's finally getting sorted out. I think it's because a lot of the old fogies in science are dying out, or dying off, or retiring, or whatever, in that particular field. But yeah, anything after 2010, let's say, on Clovis is going to be a little more accurate. But people are still going off information they read in the 60s, the 70s. Oh, you got to be caught up. And some papers are still citing, they're still referring back to papers written in the 60s and 70s. Yeah. It's dicey. Because then you people get the misconception. Well, this guy referenced something written in the 70s. Why can't I? There's Clovis and Mammoth in those drawings from the 70s all over the place. Yeah. All the way up until the 80s and 90s. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know. That's what happened. Misconceptions. Besides, it sells. Yeah. You don't want to see Clovis guys shooting rabbits, do you? No, you think that they're huge, gigantic beasts being hunted. That sells magazine covers. Yeah. Not no Clovis guy shooting a rabbit. Or a peccary. One of those javelinas. You don't want to be these Clovis guys running around shooting javelinas with their Clovis points. Oh, you want to sell the magazines, so you put guys shooting their spears at Clovis. At mammoths. It doesn't mean they didn't do it. I'm just saying that's not the usual. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. You're gonna sell magazines or whatever. That's fine. Just don't depend too much on hype. Yeah. I'm getting too thin. It's hard not to scoop out a lot. Oops. Why am I even going thinner? Because I don't know. It looked a little bit off when I took too much. It looked a little lopsided. I should just leave it. Okay, I'll leave it now. Yeah. I want to leave it kind of smooth. It's still got to get a little more narrow, I think. A little bit more narrow. Doesn't have to, probably, but I think there was not very much pressure retouch. I'm going to look in the book here in a second. This is probably too thin compared to the width. But I just wanted to make it nice and tapered. Let me see. Okay. Far West. What's the book? It's this book, remember? You've seen it a dozen times already, and you still ask what book it is. Let's see. Yeah, I know. This is different people. Lots of new guys watching the channel. Okay, fine. Haskett. A biscuit, a basket, I'm gonna nap a Haskett. See, they got big, bold flakes, looks like. Yeah, look at that. These are actual size. See that? They got big, bold flakes. Some of them, yeah. And they're all wonky edged. It looks like a lot of these were done with percussion. Now this one's got very, very narrow outline. So mine looks more like an agate basin compared to these guys. There's some other guy on YouTube that made some Haskets and they were very narrow. Yeah, this still got a ways to go. Medium to large size, narrow, thick lanceolate point with parallel flaking and a ground convex to straight base. This is not parallel flaking. It's not parallel. I think they're getting mixed up with collateral and parallel. This is collateral flaking, where you get flakes that are on both sides that kind of match up with a slight median ridge. That's collateral. Yeah. So I put collateral flaking on this. How do I do it? I gotta do it with a smaller percussion instrument. But it's already an hour, so I'm gonna put this up. Yeah, I'm getting a stomach ache. I hope the lighting works with the darker gloves and the darker pad and a darker background. So it looks like collateral flaking is going to be the name of the game, but I'm going to do that with percussion. It's easy to run flakes to the middle with this stuff, with this Obsidian, relatively speaking. Yeah, I just got to, instead of scooping out a lot or hitting it really hard, I just got to hit gently. I can get collateral flaking. I've already got some of it going on. Yeah. Collateral or parallel, it just takes several passes and then you get it right. As long as everything's nice and smooth, you can predict how these flakes are going to run pretty much. And it's nice and smooth now, so I could leave it. Well, I need to make it more narrow. And then in the process of making it more narrow, I can create a more collateral flaking appearance. Yeah. Okay. There it is. There you go. That's it.